Just last week, we found out that Ellie Kemper, famous for her appearances on The Office as well as leading the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, had been crowned the Queen of Love and Beauty at something called the Veiled Prophet Ball back in 1999. It was by an organization based in Missouri. It was founded back in 1878 by former Confederate officers. So ick overall. Well, she has responded to the fact that she had been involved in that, saying on Instagram, when I was 19 years old, I decided to participate in a debutante ball in my hometown. The century-old organization had an unquestionably racist, sexist, and elitist past. I was not aware of this history at the time, but ignorance is no excuse. I was old enough to have educated myself before getting involved. And she goes on to say, I unequivocally deplore, denounce, and reject white supremacy. At the same time, I acknowledge that because of my race and my privilege, I am the beneficiary of a system that has dispensed unequal justice and unequal rewards. There's a very natural temptation when you become the subject of internet criticism to tell yourself that your detractors are getting it all wrong. But at some point last week, I realized that a lot of the forces behind the criticism are forces that I've spent my life supporting and agreeing with. I want to apologize to the people I've disappointed, and I promise that moving forward, I will listen, continue to educate myself, and use my privilege in support of a better society I think we're capable of becoming. Anna, you've had to cover a lot of different celebrity apologies for a wide range of different things. Based on what you knew about her before, what do you think of this apology?
I think that it's a great apology. This happened when she was 19. She seems to understand why people are upset about it. The apology wasn't, a waffling one in any way. So I think that she should be forgiven and we should all move on.
Yeah, I wondered how mad people would get. Like, she definitely came into the scandal. She has such an aura of being nice and happy and bubbly and funny and all of that, I don't know if it was stupid for me to think, but it seemed like that would be some armor against this. Also the fact that it took place in 1999. It's impossible to know how much she knew about the organization, but I don't know how much I knew about the organizations I was involved with when I was back in high school or 19 or whatever. I overall think it's among the better apologies I've heard from a celebrity. Like, even acknowledging that she might have initially wanted to just write it off as being illegitimate, but pushing past that. Like, there's no, she says, I want to apologize to the people I've disappointed, not if anyone happened for whatever reason to have had a problem with it, well, then I guess I apologize. This was pretty unequivocal. Like, she just apologized.
It was a strong apology, and this happened in 1999. I mean, look, she was an adult, she was 19. So, I think an apology was the right way to go about it. But are we gonna put everyone on trial? I mean, I think we're going a little overboard. It happened in 1999. I was like 12 years old when that happened. I just think and I'm not making an excuse for what she did, but I do think that it's worth thinking about what the climate was in the country in 1999 and how different things are today. So if we're gonna put people on trial, like obviously not literal trial, but in the court of public opinion, I think that it's kind of strange that oftentimes we leave out what the cultural norms were at the time, right? So yeah, 1999 was very different culturally speaking, and I'm glad that we've progressed. And so if we want to be critical of her over what she did when she was 19 years old in 1999, that's fine. But clearly her apology was genuine and sincere, and at this point, let her go. Yeah. I mean, what else do you want from her?
The only other thing I wanted was to hear what Titus from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt had to say, and Titus posted, I love my Ellie, and PS next time just ask me, I'll tell you what to do. Yeah, I don't know. I will say overall, it was a lot of years ago. The group aside, debutante balls, it just seems weird. I don't know, like maybe this is just me on the East Coast, and poor growing up thinking that, but it just seems so weird. Like all the articles about it where it's like they're being presented to society to show off their like influence and wealth and power. Like, oh God, I don't like any of that. Let's move past that. Let's throw out the baby with the bathwater. We'll get rid of the Confederate groups and then all of the other ones as well.
Well, I mean, what about teenage girls who go to these like purity balls with their fathers? Like, when are we gonna put on trial too? Like, it's, again, we are the product of the environment around us. And yeah, if you grew up in the South, you probably have some cultural norms that I find incredibly weird and uncomfortable. But think about how difficult it is to be a teenager who rebels against those cultural norms. I know, as an Armenian who grew up in a conservative household, that rebelling against those cultural norms comes with a lot of pain and suffering. And so let's just be a little kinder to each other. And as long as she understands what the issue was with the debutante ball, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. People can evolve and change and grow.
The purity balls, like, I know. I get it. I'm a godless atheist, but that can't be healthy. Like, to put the ring and like the only healthy approach that you should have to other people's sexuality is to feel really uncomfortable overall about the topic of sex and not ever want to talk about it. That is the healthy way to approach it, not the rings and the balls and stuff like that.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.